Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I'm featuring my Atomic, platooned up with Thadirian and Jaruski. We're in pretty much an all tier 8 match. We have a 1357. They have 3 tier 7s on their team. The rest are 8s. And yes, once again on Salvage Yard. So you might think that I am just the greatest Salvage Yard player that ever lived. I doubt that's what you guys think, but I do feature a lot of ace tankers on this board. And though I do feel like I have very good strategies, I don't show you the times where I have bad games. And really that's going to amount to A, I get up to the windmill and try to defend it and my team just sits back on this hill. B, already completely obliterates my tank on top of that hill. Or C, my team goes up there, but they send more up there and surround us along with RD support, and our RD is shooting at the scouts in the field. Those are generally what amount to bad games. So if you want a good ace tanker on this map, you're gonna take your lumps, but if you generally play either the windmill or the middle of the map, depending on your vision to camo, or if you're hull down tank, it's gonna determine which position you should tank. Alright, so we're the first one up at the windmill. We're gonna encounter a 65T on the red team and shoot his track off. And then we're gonna shoot his top cap because he can't hide that from me. Get the first shot in there, second shot aiming. Now when it comes to tier 8 British premium tanks, there's many Centurion variants. Get a shot into his lower plate there, he bounces off my turret. Get another shot into his lower plate, and he's starting to make an advance, so to me that says that his team is finally catching up to him. But I think he pushes a little early. He really should have waited for one of his other heavy tanks to take point. And I'm doing some awesome side scraping here. The IS-3 does sneak one in, and the 50 TP also. They were a little bit wider than the 65, so they could see my lower plate or my drive wheel. I got this 50 TP prototype permatract, and that's one of the reasons why I bought the Atomic over other tier 8 British premium tanks. Is it's got the fastest rate of fire, and it's also got a strong turret. So between the rate of fire and the turret armor, you can do a lot with this tank. Now I run binoculars instead of vertical stabilizers, and that's really because I like to play front line or second line support, depending on if I'm high tier or not. And if there's ridge lines, I can utilize my turret armor to fully aim like I am here, and I don't really need the vertical stabilizer. The vision isn't the greatest on this thing. It isn't horrendous, but I do have my best British crew in here, so that's gonna elevate things, and the binos just help me get that much more vision out in the field or end game. I like to be able to outspot my opponents. You see how long it takes to aim this gun, right? It feels to me like the Centurion Action 10, where it's got decent aim time, but the bloom gets so big that it takes a while for the bloom to actually go down. And it's got decent accuracy, but you have to wait for the bloom to shrink down. So fighting a hammer here, get a second shot into his lower plate there, and he's just tracking me. He gets a pen there, but I can see the corner of his tank, and I'm not really hull down here, but somebody gets a nice shot into him, which allows me to shut him down. And we've already blocked 5,000 damage. We've assisted with 2,300 just by taking tracks off, and we are up to 4,000 damage from that hill fight. So this thing is a ridgeline warrior, and it's just got that high DPM. You can get the shells out fast, and if you're hitting the right spot, you're doing well. So this is what happens when your top tier heavy tanks go to the field and try to cap. I have a 110 and VK 101P, and I'm not even sure what the other heavy tank was that was in the field with them. But you can see I'm getting spotted damage, and that has nothing to do with my binoculars. And as I'm approaching them, I realize that they're hull down behind there, and I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. Just a matter of I want to get behind them and track them and get some track assists along with any spot assists that I may get here. And I realize that there's a pond in my way, so I have to drive around the pond. But this is dangerous because if they pull up and shoot me, they can kill me. I did absorb one of their shells into my tracks. You can see this thing's pretty effective at side scraping. Now if you're trying to side scrape tier 10s, it's probably not going to go well for you, but tier 8 and lower, you can get away with it as long as it's not any like tank destroyer. So we come around the side, get a shot into the side of him, and he turns his turret to my whole team and gets shut down. So let's get to end game stats here. Ace tanker, 4,000 damage, 3,000 assisted, 5,000 blocked. This tank is fun. The turret reminds me of the Sturv 81. The gun is a little bit faster with worse gun handling, but you definitely can make it work with the turret armor. There's other tier 8 premium British tanks that you could go for, and I think they're very similar all across the board. There's just different pieces of like what you'd prefer on your tank, and that's what I feel like you really should go towards. I think they're all very similar in play style, but there's just minute little differences that change the tanks for you. I'll quit babbling. That's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.